shots and tough decisions. What, I guess, sort of impressed you most about the way you guys responded to the way the first two games went?
Just that start.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a point of emphasis throughout the playoffs is getting off to better starts, not playing from behind, not playing catch-up. And I thought our starting group came out and set the tone from Jump Street. And so you win the first quarter. Then the message was, all right, now let's win the second quarter. Let's win the third quarter. And so I love the fact that not only did we get off to a great start, but we were able to sustain that. We had a hit-first mentality. We became the aggressor tonight. And it was a good win for us, but we're far from doing anything to celebrate. We're still down 2-1. But I couldn't agree more. I thought a lot of guys stepped up tonight. Michael Porter made shots. Aaron Gordon in that third quarter made a bunch of shots, played great defense. Nikola's game, some of the things that you won't even show up on the stat sheet, his screening tonight, getting guys open. Tonight, that was Denver Nugget basketball. And that's the first time I've seen that in this series for 4 quarters. And the challenge is to do it again at an even higher level come Sunday.
Michael, one guy you didn't mention there was Jamal, and it felt like he got back to himself making some of those tough shots that he makes. Just how good was it to see some of those shots go down for him? And is he the type of guy that to channel those boos into motivation for himself?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, but more importantly, to your point, I was asked after last game, where my confidence was regarding Jamal going 3 for 18. And I have all the confidence in the world in Jamal Murray. And he got going early. Again, I thought Nikola freed him up. His teammates freed him up, but he was aggressive. Saw the ball go in early. And, to get all 5 starters going offensively, we become very tough to guard. And I think he does kind of relish those moments where he is the bad guy. And I love being in an atmosphere like that. To me, like that beginning of the game, you're in hostile territory. And, that's kind of where you separate the man from the boys. And our guys, I think tonight showed, what we're capable of and how dangerous we can be. But again, it's just one game. We're still down in this series, and we have a long way to go.
Coach Malone, you said that about him. He relishes being the bad guy, but he kind of sometimes is the vibe of your team. We see that in fourth quarters. But when not only was he making shots, he was kind of chirping the crowd. He was engaging with your bench. Did you know, okay, he's got something going tonight? Like he's feeling it?
Yeah, you could see early on just how aggressive he was. And again, it wasn't just Jamal. I felt, we tried to simplify things offensively tonight and less thinking, more attacking, more aggression. And Jamal definitely set the tone with that. And, he feeds off that. He's a guy that plays with a ton of emotion. And I think actually that's when he plays at his best, when he's playing with that emotion. We've seen that time and time again. Hell of a performance by Jamal, by Nikola. I thought our bench was really, really effective tonight. Justin Holiday, Reggie, short minutes, but came in and did his job. I thought CB's defense was incredible. So, we only played 8 guys for the majority of the game, and those guys did a hell of a job.
Coach, after a loss, if this were a regular season, after a loss in game 2, the way you guys lost, one of the hallmarks would be hey, we have a game in 48 hours, or we have a game tomorrow. We can flush this really quickly. How difficult was it for you guys to have 3 days off, to have to sit on this and have to think about this before tonight?
I don't think it was that difficult. It gave us time to own it first and foremost, because you got to own it. This in the playoffs, you just can't flush an ass whooping. You got to own it and see why, and understand the why, and make sure that never happens again. And so it was great because Tuesday could be a complete day off. Everybody get away from each other, and then Wednesday have a very honest film session and dialogue and conversation with my team. Have a really good practice, and then get here on Thursday and, now, okay, we're past it. Let's turn the page and talk about how we're going to win Game 3. And so I thought we used the schedule to our advantage. And now it's a quick turnaround for Sunday. And we're not going to celebrate because, once again, we finally played a game as close to 48 minutes. It might have been the best game of the playoffs for us, to be honest. I don't think we played great in the first round. We had moments, but in the playoffs, man, you got to start stringing quarters together, halves together, games together, and hopefully we can build off it tonight.
There was a moment in the late in the first quarter where Joker and Gobert are just banging fiercely on the block. He gets a foul call. Is this the first game where you felt truly, you say it all the time, they felt you. And second part is what went on with you and the fan late in the game.
Yeah, I do think it was the first game of this series where we made them feel us. You know what I mean? Old John Starks, make them feel you out there. And that's not just on defense. You know what I mean? You think about it. I told our team before tonight's game, they're only averaging 106 points a game against us. I mean, they averaged 118 in the first round against Phoenix. They're only averaging 106. It's our offense, fellas. Like we have to have a physicality on offense as well. We have to attack. We have to screen. We have to hit on both ends. So, yes, I do think we had a hit-first mentality tonight, and that was effective and helped us on both ends of the floor. Regarding the fan, he didn't like my haircut, and I told him that, I liked my haircut. And, we just kind of went from there.
Things escalate quickly from there.
Yeah. I mean, that's, that happens at times in a hostile environment, and, people get a little liquid courage, I guess, sometimes, and they think they can just say whatever they want to anybody. And I'm not allowing that to happen. No. I think they wind up, but I didn't ask for that. But listen, man, these fans here are great. I mean, that was an amazing atmosphere. I mean, you live for moments like that and opportunities like that to go out there and perform when you got 20,000 people screaming at you. But unfortunately, there's always going to be some people that want to get a little bit more involved in the game and make it personal, and that's unfortunate.
Coach, after game 2, you challenged your guys. And in the days in between, you challenged them repeatedly. Was tonight even more than a win-loss thing? Were you curious about how, from a mental toughness standpoint, your team would respond?
Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously, the biggest thing was winning the game. We knew that you go down 3-0, things are not looking very good for your squad. But there's always, you're always testing and finding out about human nature and what guys are made of. And when your backs are against the wall. And I had an edit made, and I wasn't sure if I was going to show it to the guys, and I showed it to DeAndre Jordan, and he said, oh, hell yeah, we got to show it to the guys. And it was a 2-minute edit of every talking head in this country saying that the series is over, the Nuggets are done, it's a wrap, they're toast, Minnesota's a better team. All the big personalities, and you know who they are. And not that they were wrong. This is not a shot at those people, because after the first 2 games, probably would have said the same thing. But I didn't want to show it because most of the time I don't give a damn what they say. But I knew that this would maybe strike a chord, deep inside you, to say, hey, man, everybody and their brother is saying you're out, you're done. You guys can't play with this team. They're better than you. If that doesn't resonate within you as a competitor, I don't know what will. And so, yes, our guys answered the bell, and they showed me that they still believe. That was my biggest question. Do you believe? Getting on that plane on Thursday morning at 10 o'clock, are you going to believe that we can go up there and win 2 games? And we're halfway there. Got a long way to go.
Yeah, it seemed like you guys had a much easier time dealing with their ball pressure and getting into your DHO game than last game. Was it something tactical that you guys did, or was that mostly just playing better?
Definitely a combination. We did play better, and we were more physical. We were more aggressive. We played more downhill. But we also tried to alleviate how much Jamal especially had to bring the ball up. Now, we have 2 very good ball-handling bigs, Nikola Jokić, Aaron Gordon. Let them initiate offense. So now Jamal can maybe start off in the corner, and now he's just coming off of a dribble handoff. He's coming off of a pin-down DHO to sort of lessen his load, because we know he's going to have to play 40 minutes a night and score 25+. So I think we did a little bit more of that, let our bigs initiate the offense. But when Jamal or Reggie or Pope or CB had the ball, those guys were also doing a good job of being aggressive and not playing with the ball and getting downhill. You go back to game 2, our offense really hindered our defense because we were not getting into our offense. We were not hitting anybody, and we were playing in a lot of late clock situations. And tonight that wasn't the case. And I felt our offense really helped our defense tonight.